I'm going to start the. Give us a sec. Waiting for the little thing to go across. All right, and we are live. George, just unmute yourself.
Okay. Well, this is George Wallace from Gray Weatherford Media and editor of this publication, New York City from the Inside. These Wednesdays in July, we're having special guests at our 10-minute featurette on Wednesday evenings from the book. This is our second week. It's a pleasure to introduce to you a poet that I've known for 30, 40 years now, really going back to the 90s when he was part of the Smokestack Poets in Northport, Long Island. And more recently as last October, we traveled to Lowell, Massachusetts together to perform at the Kerouac Festival. But in the interim, he's a perfect person to put into an anthology of poetry related to New York City. As a union worker in New York City, Charlie Pellegrino, long-term member of Local 638 Steam Fitters. His poetry is formed and shaped by trade union history and the lure of the natural world. Recently, he was published in No Distance Between Us, an anthology of Italian-American poets. I think that's Robert Savino's product. And really a pleasure to have him join us here with Gray Weatherford Media. Charlie Pellegrino.
Hello, thank you so much, George. Thank you for that. Appreciate that introduction. I guess I'll just get right into it. Here's one that's untitled. Before shame, before clocks, before NASDAQ, the shores licked and lapped. All your past, all mine, the vastness inside, every fine whistle bit atom in you was here, buzzing, jumping like a truck stop, October 25th, 2009, milk, $3.99. The Yankees at it again. The leaves, the leaves. And this one is called Poem, another short one. I'm sitting in my kitchen thinking of the endless roll of the ocean as the dishwasher follows its cycle. Oh, the great time savers, Westinghouse, GE, Kenmore, these are not the names of fish. Okay, and here's one. Here's the one that was included in George's anthology. If I could figure out how to get this, give me 1 second here. There you go. I think I need some technical help. No, I got it. Here we go. Okay. Permanent marker. And again, this is included in New York City from the Inside. Thank you for the opportunity to be in that anthology. So if you haven't gotten a copy yet, run, don't walk to your nearest place to get one. So here we go. Permanent marker. After the first bombing, we had a renovation job, 102nd and 103rd floor. 600-pound test on the chilled water. Even the hangars leaked. 10-hour days on repeat. More wrenching than real life. Sparks are flying. There may be no peace in this chaos, kid, but there's plenty of payout for sure. High above New York's skyline, among the men who forgot fear. There were the Jimmies, the Richies, Mac, Billy, Sal, Mutt and Jeff, Sidemouth Singh, and Bucky with his small hands. The way he pawed his mustache when he told a story. Every day there was a story. Beeline it to the commuter bar, rapid the mahogany. The barmaid did not know what hit her. Back then it was sativa at 6. and the largest coffee known to man. Shake out the cobwebs, tighten up the loose ends. Old timers drinking tins before 7 o'clock in the morning, telling us they'd never done drugs in their lives. High above the Manhattan's bedrock with IM Pie. You could have bought all your electronics here. Vacuum tubes as far as the eye could see. Thousands of stalls, TV parts. A place in time, a time forgotten. Commerce towering over the Bowery. From the north, you could see all the way up to Germantown. To the east, ghost breweries of Brooklyn. Industrial waterfront Queens. To the west, Jersey. I don't recall how it started or who was first on the outlines. They just started to appear. At coffee break, there were one or two. By evening, the long, narrow window was filled all in permanent marker. Cityscape with Sharpie. Times were different then, kid. We did all Coldwater Flats. Way after the Dodgers left, before the Chinese bought up the West Side, with every turn of the pen, this one, he had worked on that one, the Upper East Side, the other, the fathers had built, looking north past Chelsea, every boiler, all the chillers, our fathers and their fathers, enough pipe to take you all the way to the moon, that the bedrock would hold. Once there were gas welders. No one sees the city like we do. Okay, thank you. Don't know what I'm doing here technically, but I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, so this one is called Days of Our Lives. Monday is an ex-wife whose dog you still walk, for some forsaken reason, or you take out her garbage, collect her mail. Sometimes you deliver it, sometimes you don't. Tuesday is your kid's homework. You stare at the math, it's hypnotic. The math has changed, but you haven't. Wednesday is the way you put your pants on, mechanical fidelity, lax and simple, like a bicycle in the rain. Thursday is a pause, a waiting and closing. It is eating coal, even though you know you should not eat coal. Friday is an escape artist, like a late Mardi Gras. Friday is a silk tie on the day. It is a tie on the doorknob. Saturday is a lover who wakes and makes you eggs and sausages. She is a clear sky, the sun in your face. Then she puts on that dress, and you know the one that brings out the devil. Even the stars will kneel before her. Sunday is a baseball game that you go to with your dad. Your team is up by 2 runs, but you got to leave on the 7th inning. On the way home, you listen to your team lose on the radio. And then Monday comes around again, and you got to walk that goddamn dog again. This one is called kintsugi, which is the Japanese art of joining ceramics together and painting it gold. So here's kintsugi. It's called, when we get to the edge of the woods, call into them, expect no answer. Instead, a light to carry us further, glimmering the water low, lost between leaves and doubt, abandon the debts and shallow regards. Look closer. It's our own golden wounds we bear, opening like doorways. And it looks like I got another minute left, so I'm gonna give you this one real quick. This one is about a fellow from Northport named Dave Damon, who I drank with quite a bit and did some side work with. In fact, he tiled all my family's houses. Here we go. If you've ever been in Scissors, you'll know this. The incubation, the chrysalis is the crux of the biscuit. Our favorite bar is a phoenix on dog feet. We came to lap at its shore, at its door, which still opens in. Duck in for a few and sometimes too many on a Saturday or rest of the days that end in Y. It's the day drinkers have the best stories, live music, tugs at the locals, and day trippers a lot. Hot moms in their Audis slide by, come in to slum it, drunk on bitterness and tequila, to get their fill of slick intentions with the remaining clamors, leftover daytime celebrities, and world-weary bartenders. I'm surprised to see Dave in a crowd of aging punkers. The scofflaws are playing tonight, pushing that gone electric groove, the Jamaican beat. And Dave is standing there, and Dave is the Buddha. And I tell him this, and he just gives me like an aw shucks, like some kind of Midwest farm boy. The work. Dave washes down the trials with a half-lit cigarette in his mouth. He's trying to relight it as it melts in his wet hand. He throws it to the wind, and it becomes a bug plus danger as it whips around across the yard. There is defeat in his breath. As he slicks back his hair and what's left of it, he says, "I ain't getting any younger, pal." And then he laughs with a grin, or at least what's left of it. Dave washes down the tools, and his days come into focus, and others wash away in a haze, past the bars and the big houses up the hills, back in town, laid out edge by edge. No whiskey, son, until we growl. Thank you.
That's for Dave.
Yes, thank you.
And Scofflaw is my favorite local band. Thank you, Charlie Pellegrino. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, let me turn this over to Thomas for announcements.
Yeah, real quick, just some commercials. This Sunday, we are at the Parkside from 4 to 6. We've got Stephen Klett and Timothy Ree. And then for our next 10-minute feature Wednesday, we have the great Mindy Matajespic. So you should definitely check those out. George, I'll pass it back to you.
Well, no,
sorry.
yeah. Here's what we do now. Thomas says,
Yes, and then I forgot to follow the script. We're going to call it a night. Charlie, would you like to leave us with a final thought, a final something to end the evening?
Oh, geez. Just that I hope everybody enjoys their summers, gets out there, and just enjoys themselves this summer. I don't know. I got to call a little flat-footed there. That's it. Nothing more.
I think ending on enjoy your summer is fantastic. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, George. And thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
No.